Yes, lovely people, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm Josh, this is the Cop Tribunal, and today I'm going to be walking you guys through my Liverpool predictions for the upcoming 2026-2027 season. From top goal scorer, top assister, biggest disappointment, surprise package, and of course, at the end, league prediction. With that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I'm going to keep saying it, we're on the road to 100 subscribers. We're getting closer by the day. All the love and support is much appreciated. Let's get straight into the video. First up, we are going to start with the top goal scorer for Liverpool. Surprise, surprise. My pick for this is Alexander Isak. I've predicted, I haven't given exact numbers, but I said I believe he's going to score 25 plus goals in the Premier League. I do believe that this season, if he plays the games, 30 plus goals in all comps. It's seemingly hard to argue about him not being the top scorer this season. Back to his best form at the World Cup for Sweden, even playing off the left, still seemingly being very dominant. In a season where you are going to have creative wingers, potentially Bradley Barcola, Rio, whoever you sign off the right wing, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Kerkez, this man is going to be fed a lot, and I trust him to score and be clinical in those positions, hopefully returning to the form we saw him have at Newcastle. Let me know what you guys think as well. Leave your predictions for the upcoming season in the comment section below. It's not going to be a super long video, but just wanted to put this one out for you guys as the season is ebbing closer. Currently filming this on Monday, the 20th of July. Preseason officially starts on the 25th on Saturday. So I will probably be doing a watch along for that game. Actually, one sec. Whilst I'm recording this, I'm going to check when Liverpool are, or what time Liverpool are playing. Because if I'm not working, then I will do a watch along for that game. It's at 11 p.m. So I will be doing a watch along for the Sunderland game. So look forward to that on the channel as well. Next up, top assister. Again, I've got faith that Florian Wirtz will return to his best form. For me, under a manager like Iraola, we are going to see the best of Florian Wirtz back to the form he showed at Leverkusen. Hopefully, I've predicted him to get 15 plus league goals in the Premier League. I could potentially be wrong. I'm sure it won't be that high. 20 plus assists in, or sorry, 15 assists in the Premier League. Sorry, not 15 goals. 20 plus assists in all comps. I think if we have the players around him who are willing to run, leave some of the pressure on him to be a presser, runner, covering the whole field, and allow him to be the maverick on the ball, the creative outlet, the one generating chances or setting up chances for the wingers or the striker to score. For me, Florian Wirtz will find his best form, will return back to the player we saw at Leverkusen, and we will be sat here thinking, why were we ever worried about him? Me personally, I've not got too many concerns about Florian Wirtz going into the next season. I believe we will see the best of him. Maybe that's faith more than calculated process or opinion. But I do believe that a player with the talent of Florian Wirtz will find his best form under Andoni Iraola's system. Next up, we have gone, I have gone for player of the season, and it's not Florian Wirtz, it's not Alexander Isak. I've gone back-to-back player of the seasons for Dominik Szoboszlai. I believe he's going to be a machine, just as he was last year for us, covering the ground of numerous players, being a great outlet, great passing range, great defensive effort. I believe his output's going to be great as well this season. Leader, assumingly going to be vice captain of the squad. So hopefully we see him keep and maintain the same form we saw last season, especially under a better manager. So for me, Dominik Szoboszlai will be Liverpool's player of the season. I could see it going other ways. People, if someone said it would be Florian Wirtz or it would be Isak or it would be Van Dijk still, I would see that. But for me, 25 years old going into the season is everything that I would want out of a senior member of the leadership, out of my vice captain, leads by example, takes the game by the scruff of the neck on occasion, is such a good technical player, offers so much on both sides of the ball. So with that being said, Dominic Szoboszlai is my Liverpool player of the season for 2026-2027. Next up for you guys is Breakout Star. Because that's saying Rio and Gamoa. For me, he's going to see at least double, maybe even triple the minutes he saw last year playing 500 minutes. Under an Iraola system that allows for wingers to be creative and one of the main focal points in the team. If we use him correctly, utilize him correctly, he can be an insane threat on the ball. Is quick, can press. Looks like he's bulked up and filled out his form a bit more, so won't be so easily pushed off the ball. Will be will take pressure, off Florian Wirtz and Isak and other players because the gravity he has on the ball allows it. So you can't just have him go 1-on-1 because 9 times out of 10 he will beat his defender. You have to double team him, triple team him even on occasion, which will create space for players like Florian Wirtz, for players like Isak, whoever we sign on the right wing, Dominic Szoboszlai. I'm predicting a big season from Rio. I think we all know the talent he has. We all know the potential he could reach. And in a season where we're seemingly not going to be signing too many forward players, I believe he is going to have the chance to shine. I've got next up is surprise package. I've got Milos Kerkez. We know he didn't have an amazing start to last season, but towards the end of last season, he showed exactly why Liverpool signed him to be the replacement for Andy Robertson. Great defensively, offered a lot going forward, even with Cody Gakpo, who at times blatantly refused to pass him the ball. Almost like there was a vendetta against Kerkez. I've actually said I believe Kerkez will get 8+ assists in the Premier League. We haven't seen a fullback do that for Liverpool since Trent Robertson. But I believe he does honestly have the ability defensively. The work rate is there. Has the stamina to match it. He can attack, defend, has a good cross on him, is a better goal scorer than Robertson as well. I'm so happy that he finally found the form was in the last season. I'm hoping he can carry it into this season with him. We've already seen in pre-season that I don't know if you guys saw the bleeper test. Only Szoboszlai and Kerkez were the ones standing after that. Just shows the drop in standards under Slot. But I think a high pressing style, winning the ball high, this system and style of play suits Milos Kerkez so well. I believe we will see the best of him, especially under Iraola, who has already coached him, already got the best out of him at Bournemouth. Next up is biggest disappointment. I've gone Jeremy Frimpong. I think I'm big up Cal because I think Cal said the same thing. He's right back. He's not a right winger. He's a right wing back. Andoni Iraola doesn't play with right wing backs, so it would make sense that he may not have a place or may not suit the style of play Iraola would like to use. Isn't great defensively. Yes, has good recovery pace and is very quick, but oftentimes doesn't use it effectively in the way you might like, in a way you see certain players like Hakimi, who uses his recovery pace but has the ability to win the ball back alongside it. You just see Frimpong give away a lot of fouls most of the time if he gets beat 1-on-1. Doesn't offer too much going forward. Can beat a man, but his cross isn't great. Shooting wise, he's a very inconsiderate, poor finisher. Inconsistent, not inconsiderate. With Joe Gomez and Connor Bradley coming back, I don't see him playing a lot of games. Potentially, if Bradley takes a bit longer than we expect to come back, we might see him utilised more. But for me, Jeremy Frimpong will be Liverpool's biggest disappointment next season, or this season, I should say, actually. Next up, I've got what was this one actually? This was bold prediction. My bold prediction is Liverpool will challenge for the title. I'm not saying I expect us to win it. In fact, when I show my league position next, I don't expect us to win the Premier League, but I do expect us to challenge. I do expect us to go far in cup runs, maybe even a Champions League run, quarterfinal, semi-final. I think I'm higher on this season than a lot of people are. I think the style of play Iraola wants to utilise suits the players we've already got. I look at the drop in quality potentially of the Premier League going into next season. Arsenal seemingly losing Saliba. And I'm not too impressed with them. I don't believe they have the ability to go back to back. City obviously losing Pep, and we'll see how they perform under Maresca, but I've not got super high hopes for them. Chelsea, potentially with Morgan Rogers, yes, but I don't see them as realistic threats at the moment. Man United, I'm not even going to go there because I believe Man United would be worse this year than they were last year. I just look at that United midfield and it doesn't fill me with confidence. I think there's not a lot of legs in that midfield outside of Andre Santos. Not many ball winners. I think Andre Santos probably is the only ball winner. I don't actually know if Casemiro is still there. But when you're talking about not having legs, I mean, you don't want Casemiro in the midfield. Villa have lost, obviously, Morgan Rogers and Tielemans. I don't expect them to get any better. And obviously, Bournemouth losing Iraola, potentially Ryan. I see them dropping off massively as well. So I think I'm predicting a title challenge, not because we're going to be exceptional, but I think the drop off from everyone else is going to be enough where we could definitely go in and potentially challenge for the Premier League. Speaking of, I predict us to finish second place in the Premier League. I still believe Man City win the Premier League next season. I believe the drop off from Arsenal, especially if Saliba's out for 4 to 5 months, I don't believe they're going to be very good at retaining the title. I haven't got loads of trust in players like Gyökeres or Saka maintaining or solidifying, securing, retaining the Premier League for Arsenal. I think if you have Saliba there, you're going to see Gabriel. If you don't have Saliba there, you're going to see a drop off from Gabriel. I think Saliba covers a lot of the deficiencies that Gabriel has. And I look at Man City. I think, yes, Pep Guardiola is gone, but he's left behind a very good foundation, strong defense, strong midfield. And obviously, we know how exceptional their attack is. So I still believe Man City win the Premier League title. I'd probably say quite comfortably, maybe by 7 or 8 points. But I expect Liverpool to finish second. If we don't, I'm not going to be disappointed, especially if we don't get the signings through the door that we need. But I do believe we have the ability, and I'm expecting a fall off from Arsenal to finish second place. If we get the right signings through the door, obviously this is based off right now, the signings we've got. If we get the right signings through the door, I might predict us to win the Premier League. But right now, with the squad we got, I only see us finishing highest at second. Apologies. But obviously, guys, that's my predictions. Going to move on now to some transfer talk. But actually, before we do that, I'm going to bring myself back on stage because I do want to talk about this. Obviously, it's tragic news today broke that Kevin Keegan has passed away. Rest in peace to Kevin Keegan. Condolences to his family. Absolute legend of football, one of the greatest of all time. Obviously, played for Liverpool, coached Newcastle, gave both sets of fans memories that they will cherish forever. So yeah, rest in peace to an absolute legend. One of the most iconic moments in football. It's always hard when we lose someone who means so much to put it into words. And I think people don't realize how much stuff like this can affect people. Obviously, we're not related to Kevin Keegan, but it's the same way when you lose a player or a manager or an ex-player. You have a connection to them because they've given you something, good, happy memories that are associated with that person. And when they're gone, I think that part of you goes with them. So don't let anyone make you feel a certain way about being upset or disheartened by the tragic passing of Kevin Keegan. But he lived a great life, lived to 75 years of age. And whatever you guys have to do to deal with this news, everyone's going to cope differently. So just do what you got to do. If you ever want to speak to anyone, don't feel ashamed about it because stuff like this could affect everyone differently, regardless of who you are. So don't let anyone make you feel bad if you are feeling sad or down about the news or about anything in life. People are allowed to feel their emotions, allowed to feel the way they feel. Never let anyone tell you you can't feel the way you want to feel, because everyone is unique, everyone is different, and everyone is equally as important as each other. So I just want to get that out of the way quickly as well, guys. Obviously, rest in peace to Kevin Keegan. Condolences to his family. And obviously, I hope everyone at home watching is obviously okay. And if you ever need to speak to anyone, my DMs are always open. With that being said, we're going to transition now into a couple of rumours, a bit of transfer talk before we wrap the show up, so I can get this uploaded. I'm going to go watch Coppish Monday Night Live. So let's get straight into the transfer talk. Actually, as well, quickly before we change over to the transfer talk, congratulations to Spain on winning the World Cup. I want to briefly talk about that. Any of you guys watched that game would have saw it was a very one-sided game. Spain dominated from first minute to last minute. Should have really been more than 1-0. They should have scored in full time. But obviously, congratulations to Spain. Bun Argentina. I will never, ever condone anything to come out of that country. The fans are racist. Majority of them players are racist as well. Never stand with racism, never accept it. And it is irony. It is beautiful to see that little rat Enzo Fernandez get sent off, especially after he was the main one everyone highlighted doing them racist chants on the bus after the last World Cup. So fuck Enzo Fernandez, fuck Argentina. And yeah, man, we move. Spain save football. Vamos. Now on to transfer talk. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about in regards to transfers is news came out today from Alexis RH. Alexis McAllister considers his time at Liverpool to be over, and his agents have offered him to Real Madrid. Liverpool would ask for a fee of 100 million euros, 84.9 million pounds, to let the midfielder depart Anfield. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Personally, I think I've stated it. I would sell McAllister at this point, especially for that transfer fee. If any team was willing to pay £85 million for Alexis McAllister, I would sell instantly. If this is true and he no longer wants to be at Liverpool, then I wouldn't keep him. Especially if Real Madrid come knocking, I think I would sell in a heartbeat. We need to improve in the midfield. And I think there's many players who can do that for us this season, especially over Alexis McAllister. Manu Kone, Boadi, Lamine Camara, Mamadou Sangare, for me, are all upgrades for the way Iraola wants to play over McAllister. I'm not saying they're all necessarily better players than McAllister. We know McAllister still has quality on the ball. But they are... that was a really weird accent. I don't know what happened there. They are all better fits for an Iraola system than Alexis McAllister. So for me personally, if this is his wish and he would like to leave and there are suitors out there who would be willing to pay it, 100% pull the trigger, let Alexis McAllister leave, go bring in Manu Kone, and then you've got an extra 35 million to go spend wherever you want. If that is a Lamine Camara, a Mamadou Sangare, even if it's a Diego Moreira, who those of you know I've been very high on, would like us to sign. That is the real news from about Alexis McAllister. That's pretty much all it is. See, I'm not too sure how trusted Alexis RH is as a journalist. I believe they're a Real Madrid journalist, so it probably is just suiting the narrative of Real Madrid trying to cause upset at Liverpool once again. Obviously, let me know what you guys think. Would you sell McAllister this summer? Would you keep him for another year and sell him next year, or would you keep him altogether? So let me know what you guys think. Moving on. This is from Tanzaloik. I believe I'm saying Tanzaloik. Apologies if I've butchered the name. Liverpool have expressed an interest in signing Barcelona forward Ferran Torres. Matt likes to call this guy the best worst striker, and I see where he's coming from in the fact he doesn't really do a whole lot when you're watching him, but he pops up with big moments and is clinical in front of goal on certain occasions. If you guys watched it for Spain, if he scored the winner for Spain, scored a second goal that was offside. It was reported earlier in the window that PSG were interested in signing him. I believe even Fabrizio reported that. But it seems talks have maybe stalled, potentially agreements over a fee or personal terms. Personally, I would take him as a versatile player who could play across the front three. Wouldn't be a starter for me, would be a bench option. So maybe he wouldn't like that. Maybe he would want to come in and be a starter. But for me, Ferran Torres is an addition, especially if you can get him for about that 55 million range. I don't see why that would be a bad signing for Liverpool. I understand maybe he's not technically a super brilliant player who doesn't push us forward, but is good, is athletic, can press well, is clinical in front of goal. Maybe not brilliant as a 1v1 winger, probably more of a backup striker to Isak, but he's not a bad backup striker to have. Let me know what you guys think about Ferran Torres. Like I said, personally, I would take him probably for no more than £60 million. So we'll see what happens there. I still believe he'll go PSG. I think Yan Diamonde will also go PSG. I actually hope he does go PSG, so Barcola is available. If you said to me, would you rather sign Ferran Torres, but you can't sign Barcola? I would say no. Let PSG get Ferran Torres. We can go take Barcola then. That would be my preference. If we could get both, that would be amazing. But I don't see that happening this summer. Last thing I want to talk about, and then I'll wrap the show up for you guys. I won't keep you for super long. Is I don't want to. Apologies, I keep using him as a source. We know he's not a reliable journalist, but the transfer window has been so dead today. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Indy Kyler reports that Manchester United are in talks with Bournemouth today regarding Alex Scott. They need to increase their valuation of the player. I would love for Alex Scott to go to Man United. For me, that solidifies us going to get Manu Kone, or them not going to get Manu Kone, if that makes sense. I don't think Alex Scott does too much for United. He probably is a bench player for them. I don't believe he would start over Bruno, Tielemans, Andre Santos, maybe even Kobe Mainoo. He probably does come off the bench. He might start for them. I doubt it. But he's a good player. I'm not denying that. He's got a good pass in him. Offers attacking value. Offers the ability to press off ball. Makes good runs off ball as well. Is smart. Can win the ball back. He is a very good player. Now, if you're looking at the 85 million valuation Bournemouth have put on him, he's not that good of a player. Personally, I would go spend that elsewhere, but let's let United do United things. Overspend on players who don't make them better, and we are the winners. We are better off for it, shall I say. Now, if he goes United and absolutely tears it up and United are challenging for a title, obviously I've got egg on my face. I have to eat my words. But I do believe if Man United go for Alex Scott, if the rumours are to be believed, that gives us more hope in the chase for Manu Kone, which is something I would be very much up for. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, apologies. I know the videos haven't been super long recently, but there's not really been a whole lot to talk about. Once the season starts, you can expect longer live streams, expect longer videos from me. Look out as well. We're going to have more Liverpool and trial videos coming soon. Got ideas coming up with Drifty and Cal, Matt and Luke, Matt and Jamie, Drifty and Tom Little. Hopefully, if I need to speak to Tom, actually message him, see if he's up for that. But big up everyone. Appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, we're almost at 80 subscribers. We're on the road to 100. We're growing every day. So forever grateful for it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down below as well. If your predictions are different from mine, any of them. Look forward. I'm going to go live tomorrow, I believe. Probably just for like a transfer update. Maybe do a couple fun games tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But big up everyone. Bless up. Hope you all have a lovely evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you're watching this. It's been my pleasure as always. Peace.